And I'm live. Welcome back to the stream, guys. A lot has happened in the past couple of days. For example, yesterday the rate hikes came up into the news, and that decision was made. So we're gonna go through everything and see what we can do to capitalize on it. Yesterday was looked like a pretty easy trading day. In the sense, well, before we get into that, let me get into the disclaimer. Any and all information discussed here is for entertainment purposes only and should not be considered tax, legal, or investment advice. A referral to a commodity is not an indication to buy, sell, or do anything with that commodity. Day trading is inherently risky and most traders lose money. Past and current results are not any indication for future results. With that said, trade at your own discretion. I am not liable for the stuff you guys do. But like I said, it looked like a pretty straightforward day. We trailed up and then a pretty solid engulfing candle came back and broke this trend line, and then it kind of never came up. So you could have entered on the break. You could have retested it here, trying to make a new high, and then this fail. I think that's the safest entry for that. And then from the lows of this wick, which would be at this point here, to the bottom of this is about 100 points. You would have had to endure some drawdown here, but as soon as that failed and came back in, your stop loss would have went from here or here down to this. This is your new stop loss. So you could have trailed that pretty well. And then same thing with this. When it flatlined and dropped, that's where you could have put your next stop loss, or you could have just trailed it by X amount of points. Excuse me. Regardless, that's that. TOPSTEP needs to figure out, well, Rhythmic needs to figure out their data issues, because this isn't the first time that I had this. There's on a 2-minute chart, I had a massive gap for no fucking reason. So this needs to get figured out. I could not see volume or delta at all yesterday. That being said, with knowing it's a down day, at all of these peaks when it did, you could have re-entered to peak. You could have re-entered here to capitalize on the upside. This was 60 points. This massive drop was 70, but if you lost that, that's another 50. And then you kind of we zigzag back and forth until we came to this part right here. Multiple tops, and then weakness, and then fails, and then retry to go up, and a massive engulfing candle. At which point the market just full on tanked. So if you got in at the break of this low here and just held for the rest of the day, 300 points. Just straight up 300 points, which is crazy. That is obviously something that you guys would have to test and see if that's something you'd like to work with. I came in last night to look what was going on at right here at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock somewhere. And this is what I saw. Nothing, and then one massive blimp, and then these massive blimps, and that was about it because it was the end of the day. So, yeah, that's not great, but I'm glad that they fixed the data issue. I don't like that it was an issue in the first place, but at least it's fixed. That being said, that's the NQ. I'm going to assume the ES kind of followed the same method. Oh, also, that data issue is only with the micro NASDAQ continuous contract and not the individual contract. Like if I went to, what was that, MNQU? Is that yesterday's? I'm gonna make sure. MNQU, yeah. Right? That issue isn't there. So I don't know what the fuck that was all about, but the volume and that is only on the continuous, which doesn't make any sense. Back to the MNQ. I like to trade the continuous just because there's a lot of data that I can have. This like contract doesn't show much more. Why is this taking forever to load? Alright, well, while that's loading, am I really going to have an issue with this today? I might have an issue with this today. Refresh. Yeah, see, like, it doesn't make any sense. But obviously I like to have this because there's a lot of data. Goes back multiple contracts. So where was I? Let's go here. I want some music playing in the background. I like music in the background, but I hate the fact that I have to be very specific with what type of music. So, but I think this is good with this amount of volume. I think this is good with how loud it is. So yeah, I have to obviously swap over to my hourly and daily chart. 1 day, 5 year. I gotta get rid of this. Oh. Are you serious? I can't zoom in on this? Nah. And this shit line. Okay, good. Finally. So. Celtic channel. I also want to add a couple more indicators than just a Celtic, like EMA. 1 duplicate. Oh, wait. Make that one a little brighter, and I want the 50 as well. No, okay. Obviously too many lines on my chart. So we bounced off of the 20 yesterday, and same with today. Okay. And then it's gonna breaking the highs of this is gonna be very essential. I'm assuming this opened. Can I go 24-hour? Does that change the chart at all? It goes to 1 day. Okay. Well, regardless. Is this a fib retrace? Yeah, right off of the 50% on a daily. But we've been bouncing off of it for a couple of days, and we tried to hit up, but we didn't make a new high. So creating a new high is going to be very intricate. Sorry, pinnacle. And then breaking this high is also going to be really pinnacle. We're gonna get rid of that. We're gonna hide this, and now we're gonna drop down to the hourly. So here's the close. Yesterday's low. It's the same as overnight low, or close to it. 5, 12, 15. 12, 5. Okay. $904. Flat. Okay. And then we did see resistance here, but it kind of just blasted right through it. And the same thing with here. There was a little bit of... Okay, so that's that. Yesterday's close is this candle right here. So this closed at 15,584.5. $584.5. And then we opened. The open's gotta be on a half hour. Or 15. We could do it 15. $835.25. I wish there was a setting where I could close the chart, that options when I click out of it, or when I mean, I guess I have to press the fucking X button, but like, whatever. That feels like it's at the 50%. Let's go back up to the 1 hour. Apply that. I mean, we've had really strong support down here in the past, and then at the same time, like, really hard resistance over here, and then it's just out of nowhere, out in the abyss. So I mean, these resistance levels are gonna most likely come into play today, but I want to see what fib we're gonna have off of this. We've hitting the 61. So if this was going to continue, it would bounce off of here. Options. Right. Floating right. Pouring left. Yeah, we'll do that. And then in this one we'll turn off the, no, we need that one. We'll turn this one off. Okay. Because this is the only line that really matters. I like it on the right side, actually. I lied to myself. Floating right. All my numbers are on the right side because that's where I'm going to look at. I'm not going to look at the left. But I'm going to see a 61% and then I'll be like, oh, okay, bet. So, yeah, that's going to be that. Do we have a larger fib? Onto the downside, it'd be here, which is lower. So this would be out of the play. There's no real other low besides, I mean, this low, but this is probably going to be cracked if I hit it. See, this is already hit, but it's finding a level of resistance. Right, floating right, save that as default. So, yeah. I mean, again, the only plays that really matter right now are these. So I'll keep those on my chart, but yeah, you know, Lord knows where this is gonna go. This is kind of up in the air. Let's see where the EMA stacks are. We've all converged here, and now here's an uptrend. I'm gonna open this on the other side. I want to see what my I'm curious about my Fibonacci stack. I think for this, my Fib stack would probably be a good idea. Okay, so I don't think I need all those, but just in case. 34. Let's make it purple. And then 55 I have 89. And that can get pulled out. 5, 8, 21, 34, 89, 200. Okay. Again, we've all converged here at this point, and now we're in an uptrend. Duplicate panel, link, blue. It's gonna be a lot cleaner than this chart right here. Okay. Now back to doing all that. Get rid of these. I was testing out what was good yesterday with that. Go up to the daily. We're flat on the daily of the ES. That's kind of surprising to me, I'll be honest with you. There was that resistance level That's crazy, actually. That I kind of spotted that resistance level. I mean, it went up above it by 3 points, 4 points. So we would have seen that pull back on the lower time frames. Same thing with this. This one's a little bit higher than the NQ on the 20 SMA on the Celtic channel. So we're still in a bullish territory, but we're kind of are a little overextended out of it. We fell in and then we retraced out. So this is indicating to me that, I mean, as long as it cracks through this and then this, we're gonna keep going up. So let's go and drop down to the 1 hour. Hide this and let me see. Okay, so we're at the 50. 38 can go away. This one has a little bit more of an area that we can really mess with. For example, this area right here is one of my golden zone areas. So if we were to reverse out of that, this would be the area for it to do that. That would be the area. But let's be a little bit more specific. Yesterday's low. $553.75. That's yesterday's low. Yesterday's I can get rid of that. No, I don't need that. Let's bring this back up. Yesterday's close. Five, 6, 5, 6, 7.25. That's yesterday's close. All right. Yesterday's high. I'm gonna use this as yesterday's high. 5, 6, 3. It's 34.5. Oh, no. I was like, where the fuck did it go? Yeah, no, that makes more sense. Okay. What else? All the other resistance points are done. Close. Open. High, low. Maybe we could do overnight. But we're kind of just continuing to trend up. This is really the only overnight low. And if we're coming in here, most likely we're going to tap off of that. Should I keep all of the numbers of my regular numbers on the right and then all the fib stuff on the left? I feel like I should do that. That feels like a smart idea. And if it feels right, then I'm doing it. Floating left. Floating left. Yeah. And yellow will be only for that. This level of resistance we'll do red. Okay. I know there's a lot of lines on my screen and stuff, but like when you drop down to even the 15-minute and you zoom in, you're like, okay, so this should go from here to here. I think these are too many. These zones are too close. It's only 2 points. It's really struggling to get over this. Which one has more validity? They both do. Alright, well. You know what I could do, actually? I hit that right. Let me. I like the fact that the ones in play are lit up and the ones are not. I'm obviously not going to trade like this, but the convulsion, most of them here, and then there. At this point, these need to come above, so we need to continue pushing up. But I mean, this looks pretty solid thus far. I could, or I should, duplicate, add, and yellow. I should do this. If I want to trade this, I really Honestly, I kind of feel like I want to set up my third screen. I have 3 screens, technically 4 screens, but one of them is turned off and off to the side. And if I had NASDAQ on one, ES on the other, and oil on the third, then it would probably make trading this a lot easier. I might get overloaded with information though. So there's that. I clicked the wrong button. Oh, okay, we're overextended on this. Oil's been having a major push. We just got out of a consolidation area for the past couple of weeks, but these are movements in here. It started to die off here and pushed out. Interesting. Very interesting. Drop down to the hourly. I could see it already that this is a fit point. Right there. Boom, 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 and then pushed out. Hit, pull out, came back to it, pull out, came back to it, pull out, tried to come back to it again, and then went off. This is, yeah, I saw that. I see that. So there's no bounce areas for me. What the fuck? The only fib retrace area would be this 50 and this 60, but we're not coming down there. We've been in a really nice tight grouping right there. Right off of here. So I mean, like, nothing says more of a resistance zone than literally this line. Like, that's a perfect I want to make this a little brighter. That's way too dark. And the same thing with this up here. Now, that's the thing with this is I don't know where oil is traded differently than the Nasdaqs and the S&P. Oil is more of a international thing. It's the best way I could describe it. Like, our boys in Europe kind of trade this a lot more than the Americans do. And obviously, like, I trade the New York session, so do I go off of the New York session? Or do I go off of the London session? time histogram, buy, sell. I think I should go off of who has more volume, right? That would logically make sense. The most amount of volume would be as the London session closes and as the American session opens, or the New York session opens. So that's 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. So I mean, I could go off of this. Yeah, let's go off of that. The most amount of volume will be this. So our quote open will be 8 o'clock on this, and then let it be. Okay, so that being that, open is 79.60. Perfect. Is there like a shortcut button for this? Because I really hate going all the way over there. Okay. And then what's when? Oh. The close is again at 4 o'clock. So we closed. Another closes on this is wrong. 82. Pop up. Bang. Okay. So that's where yesterday's mapped out. And now I go through this and find resistance zones. I like that zone more. One. Red's gonna be support resistance zones. That's kind of how we're color coding this. Colors are easier to interpret once I know what the fuck I'm putting down. But since I'm the one that's doing it, then I should not know. No. That's really a lot of choppy mess. I could put this here as a pivot. When price came here, reacted and went really difficult, really in the opposite direction, so we could do that. 1 H pivot. Is that how you spell pivot? I'd be dyslexic sometimes. Pivot. Yeah. Make that blue. And then this is a resistance. Right there. Here's a support. And then that's really about it. This massive push up 4 days ago. And then we kind of consolidated. Did another leg with a massive drop, and another drop. So it's more likely that we come down and we just start crashing through all this. We're still, we broke out and then came back right into value area. Value area is from this top here to this bottom here. We've been chopping around for a few days in this area. Let's go up to the 4 hour. Yeah, so okay, so on the 4 hour, if I draw a trend line from here to that, we're not there yet. Definitely not to that one yet. From here, that's a trend line break. Yeah. Came, we tested it, pushed up again. Came, retested it, pushed up, broke through, and then got pushed in. So this push would have been a valid entry to enter a long position. And then we retested it, pushed up more, retested, pushed up more, retested, pushed up more, and then came back again, retested, broke, tried to push up, fell, and then we started coming back up. But this area right now is a sign of resistance, which means this might continue to chop for a couple more days and then start to tank, or with how this 4 hour candle looks, we might start looking for potential shorts. I'm gonna leave that like that because that looks right to me. We'll drop down to the 1 hour. It might be better for me to draw this off of the 1 hour instead of the 4. Let's see. Yeah, see, same thing. Obviously, this is where we drew it. So 1, 2, 3 taps. And then here's a slow break. And then retest, fail. Oh. Now. It really comes down to that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. That's way too messy. and then this goes back to daily. That is a lot of red on my screen. Let's back to the daily. Back to the daily. Oh no, I don't want that. I want this one. Okay, so now that goes away. Close that, and that, and that, and that. Cool. Alright, so I'm gonna mute myself. I'm gonna run over to the bathroom before market opens. And we'll see what's up. Oh, actually, before I do that, let's go back to here on the hourly, because I'm not going to be looking at this much. I do want to set alerts. Set an alert for that, and then set an alert for that. And then of course I want another alert for if it pops off of this. Am I able to set alerts for this? No. Well, okay, it just hit. Okay, well I like the way that the alerts are set on that. That looks pretty cool. Massive engulfing candle on that. And then also an alert gets set for this. That way, if and or when I hear it, I could quickly swap to it and see what's up here on my chart. Oh shit. Okay, see, this is one of those trades where if I was on a lower time frame and like actively watching this, that would have been a really nice trade to get, because you'd enter when this breaks. You could enter on the break here or on the retest here. Now most likely the best spot would be on the break here, and then it obviously would have retraced and then pushed back down, and your stop loss would have been whatever the ATR is, which would never have gotten hit, but you would have made massive on this. 43 ticks. Wow. Okay. Well, on that note, I'm gonna go use the bathroom, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I want to just see the NQ here, ES there. I want to make these screens brighter. Okay. Alright, market opened. If it breaks this, then I'm entering. Oh. You know what? Actually, I'm not entering. Not for the first 10 minutes. I wanted to. I would have entered him in a straight loss because I chased that. Jeez. Okay, that's fair. 5 minute here. We're way above the VWAP. Lower bar coding here, so oil is just tanking. Okay, cool. Okay, wow. What happened here? Did we just full on flip this? What the fuck? ES is very much confused with where it wants to go. ES is flat, but this is chopping. want to see when big orders come in, and people who are trading big orders is going to be 7 or more. 5 is a little too much. Honestly, it was a little cleaner on the ES for a trade. But I would have been able to capture 5 points in the ES pretty cleanly. Just off of that flip. But I'm focusing here. I want to lower this. This was a little too loud in my ear. Plus 13.6 plus 25%. It's a 16-point stop loss. It's struggling to drop, but it's also struggling to go up. So if it does crack this, I see it dropping to this. It just, you know, has to crack it. I mean, this is a little weird. Well, not a little weird. It's very shoddy. Because there's clearly a lot of buyers here. That's why these wicks keep happening. I just don't know if the buyers could sustain all the sellers. The buyers are a lot bigger than the selling was, so. Whoa. Let's see if that could hold. If that could hold, then that's really good. Before I actually continue doing that, let me see. 10 o'clock, there's news. And that's about it. All the news already came out. Besides 10 a.m. There's the next one. Alright, that's fine. Here's the moment of truth. Is it gonna hold and start pushing back up, or is it I mean, this broke my trend line, right? That's rule number one. Now, if it breaks, and then I'm entering along, but I want to see it break that with some volume. Okay. My stop loss probably be right here. What is that, 11 points? No, it needs to be lower. Is that 11 points? That's way too low. I think that's still too low. 18.8. 23 points. Okay, so 85 minus 23.5, 61. Can I? Whatever, it's fine. Where's visual? Trades. Marker. Just the marker. With the medium size. Okay. Now, 23.5 times 2 is 47. So plus 85. 132. So that's take profit is let's do that right now. 785 plus 23.5. 808. That doesn't seem right. Times 2 plus 785. 32. That makes more sense. Flat. Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, that doesn't seem right at all. That's my 2 to 1. Let's see. Can we push up from here? I'm seeing a lot of sellers coming in. If this is a loss, it's gonna hurt, but it is what it is. I don't like how big of the candle that is. I would like for that to get eaten up, and then ideally this flip over to green. And then that's where my stop loss is going to be moved up to if this flips. I mean, it looks good. Let's see if it hits. At 8:08, it gets moved to break even. And then this gets moved up to that. If it breaks that, then it's flipped. That generally feels really good. Even if it's a losing trade, I'm okay with that because that feels like a really solid trade. And I followed my rules. Granted, I potentially should have been a couple points lower, but it is what it is. My ATR was where my stop loss is. It made a new low and then pulled back. So now that's where my new stop loss is. Now this, the only thing I need to see this do is break that. And then we're all game. If it doesn't, then, you know, it's a losing trade and it is what it is. Part of me kind of feels like I was chasing. Like, I feel like I should have entered it lower here, but again, it is what it is. I think that part of me is just there because it's not in the money. We make a new high, and let's really push for it. Let's go. At 8:08, it gets moved up to break even. Right, because of the ATR was 23.5 points. So I'm at 785 flat plus 23.5 points. That's 808.5. That right here. Oh, wrong button. Right there. Once it hits that, it gets moved up to break even. Part of me wants to cash in because of where it's struggling right now, but I really shouldn't. Like, it's a really solid area. ES is making new highs, NQs are making new highs. Like, this is great. Just break that, and now this gets moved up to there. Now it's a completely risk-free trade. And we're chilling. I don't even know how much I'm making right now. That's the amazing part. I'm watching just a chart. Let's go. I mean, it still has a little bit of way to go. And I am getting worried that it's starting to lose it. But there's that trend line. So all right, so you see now my greed is coming into play, but also it's just a mild pullback, to be honest. I think this is just a slight pullback. I don't like the way it looks, but unless it hits my trend line or it does an engulfing or it closes as an engulfing candle, then I just have some faith in the buyers that we're gonna push this up. Plus we got 30 seconds, so let's see how this closes. That gets moved up now. That gets moved up. For sure that gets moved up. Are you serious? That was amazing. It is struggling to push that. So we're waiting it out. It made a new high but pulled back instantly. I want to see it really push. I could take a couple off. Should I take a couple off? No, I'll let it be. I want to let it be. $49 buying. Alright, I want to see it push, or I'm flattening that. I'm out. I should have waited. I'm out. But it is what it is. Did I not? I thought I hit flatten. Did I close my position? I think I hit. Did I not hit flatten? I was watching. I like looked over and I was like, what the fuck? I must have clicked the wrong button. Good thing I did, because I would have got stopped out right. I wouldn't have gotten stopped out right there. It would have kept dropping. But okay, let me see how much. Account performance. $285 minus commissions. That's not bad. I saw the struggle. I was like, yo, look, if it can't. It came up to this and then instantly pulled back. Let's see. Let me put a. Oh, actually, let me move this up here to that. And let me extend this left. It was going through a lot of this resistance. This, well, what was support and now is resistance. So, and that was a lot of it. So on the intraday, I'm gonna make this red actually, because that was a lot of orders that was in that. Yeah. Is a look, it was one of those trades where I was like, yo, look, if it doesn't pull out, then if it doesn't push through that, then I'm out. I was shooting for up here 13. I was shooting for 32, so I'm like 20 points off, but it hit a resistance. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I would hope that it would have been higher, but again, it is what it is. I can always find a new entry in. With this being like that, I could actually that's good, and that's good. That's out. Ooh. And there's 10 o'clock news. This could be either really good or really bad. Mind you, I did have. Oh no, I would have got stopped out. If I didn't do anything, I would have got out for a break even. And the news brings it right up to that position. Oof. That's a lot of orders that just came in as a sell order. I mean, look, it's Friday. It's Friday. All news came out. Yesterday was a very easy trading day. The only thing that I could have done better is entered here at the break of this. As this was pushing, if I entered there, and or even up here as this broke that, that would be the only thing that I could have done better is a sooner entry, but I waited for this to break that, and then the next candle to have some push above this. That's my rule, right? I followed my rule. Like, literally, my rule is, if price for a reversal trendline trade, this trendline was to hold me in, but for a reversal trendline trade, right? So price is going down, reversal is here. Price must come up, break trend line, close above that, must close on or above the trend line, and then the next one needs to also push and break above the high of the first candle of the candle that broke. That to me is a solid trade. Now again, I got in at 85, it broke at 81. So the only thing I could have done is either been really risky and entered here at 53, or been quicker on my entry at 81. Because the higher this was 80, 75. Yeah, so being quicker and entering at 81. That was the only thing I could have done better. Again, this came down to my stop. So if I left my stop there and I didn't exit the trade here, I would have got stomped out for break even, and then it would have continued towards my stop, my take profit. Still hasn't hit it because my take profit was 32.50, and this is a high of 827.25. So it's 5.25 points away. Am I upset? No, I'm glad I looked over and saw that my position was still open, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? And then I'm also glad that when I exited my position, it was higher than when I goofed. So that I got lucky. I must have hit close positions instead of flatten. I have to hit flatten. So there's that. That being that, you could have technically re-entered when this broke here, but this candle was news candle, so that happened real quick. Realistically, this is going to continue going out for the rest of the day, or come up to yesterday's open and really chop around. If I goofed and said, wait, let me see what I can do now, and just held on and watched this tank, I probably would have panic sold for somewhere down in this area, and then been pissed that this happened. But I'm really hoping that this goes up and hits 32.5. It's gonna do it eventually. I just don't know when. You know, it could happen in the next 20 seconds, or it could happen in an hour from now. Regardless, I got my position. I got my money. I got my bag. That gets me one step closer towards getting funded. Oh, it's actually really close. High 29, so it's 3 points away. It's finding a lot of resistance over here because of this. It's finding a lot of resistance through this, which I mean is fair. There's a lot of orders that came through here. There's a lot of volume that came through there. I'm hoping this hits it. At this point, it would have been an extra $130. Again, well, technically, no, because I still would have got stopped out at a break even. But assuming I didn't put my break even stop in and just let this try to hit this, I'd be up another $130, which would have been nice. Don't get me wrong, it would have been great, but I'm happy with this trade. Also, this candle made me shit myself real quick. I was like, oh no. Yeah, if I didn't cut it here or here, which it would have, because I would have not. If I press this one of these buttons, it would be to close the position. Again, I'm getting used to this new platform, so I have to get used to hitting this flatten button. I must have hit close position and not flatten. So there's that. But if I didn't do that, I would have got stomped out here. If I re-entered thinking like, hey, it came down, it really did come down to just below my entry. Right? Like this low is 84.25 and then pulled back. If I entered another long position, I probably would have cut it somewhere in that area too, where these barcodes are happening. When I entered the position, it really one, I should have entered on a bid and not the ask. I bought ask instead of buy the bid because I thought it was just going to keep launching, which I mean it did, but I could have gotten in at a tick or two lower to where it was, because as soon as I entered, it pulled back pretty hard, and I was a little upset about that. But pretty solid trade, really solid trade. That's the next trend line. Like I said, I'm really happy with that. My initial, I always size, well, I mean I can't do that for this, but I always size for what my ATR is, right? So if ATR is 19, I always add 25% to that, so a 1.25 multiplier to what the ATR is, and that's my stop loss. I'm glad I did, because if I didn't, I mean, my stop initially was like right here, right? Like it was 85 minus 23.5, so 61. Here. That was my initial. And this came down and then launched out of it. After this bounced up, then my stop loss became this. So I went from a 23 point stop loss to a 15. That's a considerable amount. That's 12 points I just pulled up. So realistically, I risked what, $120? No, I risked $150 and I made $285. My initial risk wasn't that big. My initial risk was $235 to $285. So, yeah, we could definitely get a little bit better with the entries and do this. These trades are the first time I'm trading. These are the first time I trade purely price action and not indicator based. Right, and I feel great for, well, two reasons. This also looks like it's gonna start reversing. Oh. It really just needs to come up and hit that right here. It's so close, but yet so far. I would have, if I was this close, I would have cut it. 100%. I would have cut it. But like, the fuck am I risking 3 points for? I'm risking 9-10 points to make 3. Get the fuck out of here. But that aside, this is the first time I trade price action purely, right? Before I was trading indicators and doing what MACD and ADX do and this and that and all that other bullshit. I'm risking trading just purely price action. I feel good. Feel really good about it. For the reason that, like, I feel more confident in the trade. You know? I'm a lot more confident in the trade. Obviously my skills in the trade needs to improve a lot more. But if I walk away from the screen right this moment, I'm perfectly okay with it. $30.25. 2 points away. Like, there's a lot of resistance here, and if I see an engulfing candle, I might take the reversal trade. On a real talk though, I don't think it's gonna drop. I think we're gonna continue up for the rest of the day. There's a lot of barcoding here, and then push. I want to see what ES did. Same thing. There's a lot of here, and then it dropped, and now it's just straight up. But it's also finding a resistance at this level here at 606.25. Ooh. This was already downing. And then from here, $85 points. Wow. So this one is obviously the cleaner, much slower moving one. This is still clean, and you could have entered, got out here at there, let it drop, and then re-entered on this at this pullback here for this, and it just pulled back again. You could have exited, let it come drop, and then entered again. Again, scalpers, if you were scalping, you would make a significant amount of money because you would have entered here for like 10 points or so, and that would have like quickly did it, and then again and again and again. Like I said, I'm seeing a reversal happening here. I want to see what it does at the trend line. I don't know if I would take it. I think I should count my blessings. And just walk away. We're very bullish. I would not. Actually, I lied to myself. I would not take a short. Yeah, no. This is gonna break this in the next few candles. And then like absolutely launch as soon as it gets through all these orders. I'm seeing significant buying. Like, there is a lot more green than red. The yes is also pushing up. It would have to break through this with like a very strong engulfing candle to break through this for me to even consider taking a reversal trade. I think it's gonna come hit this trend line and bounce off. I really, with how bullish we've been the past 4 hours. Oh no, that was just a pullback. We've been bullish since midnight to now is 12 hours of just straight up. It could recorrect and just tank. I don't think that's gonna happen on a Friday. What I do see happening is a pullback and then a push back up, or just, I mean, it's really early in the day. I don't. Extreme greed. The fear and greed index, we're at an 80. We're 79 out of 100 for extreme greed. Yeah, I think this might do like a really strong pullback, where if you were scalping, you could take that side. But I see a fib bounce off of the 50, sure. I could see that, or off the 60, the 61.8, I could see that. But there's no shot. Oh, this can go away. That was my 1-to-1, but there's no shot. See, that's more likely what I really see. Slight pullbacks and then a fail, and then the next candle might be an engulfing candle up. And this next candle could potentially just jump up to 30 and then fail back down. I mean, like I said, it's a Friday. I secured my bag, and I think I might just call it. Next week is going to be a little difficult for me to trade. I think the only 2 days that I can trade will be a Monday and a Friday. So that's the only 2 days that I'll be streaming, which is unfortunate because I'm finding a rhythm in the markets. So come those days, I might be trading on the full minis instead of the micros. Yeah, potentially. I want to jump up to the minis. I'm just a little afraid that, it won't work out very well, because I'm doing really well. You know, like I'm doing really well with this. So I might just hold off and just chill with the micros. I'm limited to 5 micros until TOPSTEP changes that rule. But that being that, it could be a possibility that I don't have that freedom until what's it called? Until I pass. You know, like they could come out with that after I complete the challenge. Or it's possible that I fail this one, and on my reset next month it allows me to do it. They could be out with it next month when I reset, if I reset. Yeah, it's Friday. We saw a really solid move happen. I captured a little bit of it. I think I'm done. I think we're good for the day. So, with that being that, I see you guys Monday.